Hey, what's up? Oh, am I out of focus? Hmm. What's up, Racer, Jaybird, Thomas, Large, Master of Disaster, Michael, JMZ, Remus? Oh, the whole chat just changed. Sorry, guys. I really just literally walked in the door. I haven't even taken my jacket off yet. Are we live? Can you guys see me? Is this not working? Oh, good. Oh, you see me. All right. It shows, for some reason on YouTube, it shows that no one was here. So now it shows that someone's here. So, all right. I will not eat into the mic for much longer. But I stopped at the drive-thru on my way home and grabbed a beer and pretzels because I didn't think the shoot was supposed to go so long. I thought the shoot was only supposed to be to. Oh, let me turn up the volume a little bit. The shoot was only supposed to go till 7:30, but it was a music thing, and they kept me through intermission to photograph everyone as they came out and were hanging out and stuff. So. Yep, this is a pretzel ASMR stream. Sourdough pretzels, they're delicious. Oh, Arthur, yeah. I also just sent you a couple other stickers, right? I put a bunch of bonus stuff in there for you for being a channel member. So, what's up, Joshua, Matt Ford, Alejandro? I'm one of those people, though. It's funny because I'm chewing into the mic. I'm one of those people who can't stand the sound of people eating. Like, I don't like like if I talk to someone on the phone and they start like chewing on something, I'll lose my mind. So for me to do that to you guys, but I was like, either get here and start streaming or, yeah, drive-through beer. My drive-through across the street. It's funny. I think I've told this story before. When I moved here, I didn't go over there for like a year, assuming it was like all cheap beer, and then finally go over one day and I realized it has like one of the best beer selections like around. So I got a Founder's Porter. I wanted something dark. Salty pretzels and a dark beer sounded really good to me tonight for some reason. So, mic a bit. Get the mic in here a little closer then. Hello, hello. Yeah, there we go. What's up, Bouncing Bike Life? Jay Dandy. Yeah, if anyone wants to swing by and eat some pretzels. Utz, is it Utz or is that how you pronounce that brand? Yeah, these are their, these are Utz sourdough, so. I am going to eat one more pretzel. Hey, Twan, I played bass guitar in a band. It's funny because I actually hung out with my guitar player last night and we were discussing setting up a meeting because I think we're going to play a couple songs live at some point. So, yeah. I think in June, maybe June 2nd. I'll let anyone know, anyone who's around and wants to come see us play. I think it's going to be at Musica, but nothing confirmed yet, but I'll... These pretzels are making me thirsty. What's up, Yinzer House? It's funny on the whole aluminum bike thing. Like, I'm sitting right next to an aluminum bike here. I mean, it's on the trainer because this one actually is a harsh ride. But my old mountain bike's aluminum that I ride as a snow bike, and it's fine. I don't actually like hate aluminum or anything. That idea came to me. I'll pull it up in case anyone doesn't know, and I just thought it was hilarious. I was actually riding, and I was thinking about that new Crust with Ronnie Romance, and I was just kind of cracking up, like when the idea of aluminum is not metal popped in my head. So I asked Micah, let me drop a link to Micah's stuff. I think I just have him under Micah. But yeah, Micah, I told him my concept that I'm like, I want it to look like really heavy metal. So it's like aluminum is not like heavy metal, but you know how people would say it. So I was thinking of tagging Ronnie in one of those photos, but I'm like, I can't do that. That's not cool. Well, it's funny. I mean, probably sell me more stickers if I did, but. So yeah, we did 2 of them. This one's like I like it because it's the size, like on the down tube of where you would see your metal sticker, would say the kind of metal you're using. So, and then this one, which is more like a 2-inch. So here I put it on as kind of like a head badge. But yeah. Yeah, just sizing, I just think it's perfect. Marley said, drive-through beer is the normal in Australia. Drive-through banks, however, are strange to you. Yeah. There was a while where I didn't know if the banks were going to open, but the inside's back up. Well, oh, JMZ, you saw Jay Dandy's cameo in the Road Apple video. Yeah. Right when he smiled, I was like, I just had said, some Jay Dandy action. And so got a good smile out of him. What's up, Bradley? I think I probably missed a bunch of comments trying to get started late, but. Oh, Racer talking about like it's weird because you just said how frame material matters less than the tire and stuff, but I borrowed, and I don't want to beat this subject to death. I've talked about it a number of times, but Otis had that War Road, that carbon War Road, and it had something like, it had huge tires on it. They were over 50, and still, like that bike, like on like rough gravel, like industrial gravel stuff, even with the big tires, still bounced me around like crazy. And even with the oh, this doesn't need to be full screen anymore. But even with the the big tires and these, it's real thin seat stays. I felt like it was really smooth on pavement, where like the carbon did what it does well, is like kind of that road clatter. But off road, I still felt like even with those huge volume tires, the bike bounced me way more around than my steel bike. So when someone tells me that frame material doesn't matter, I don't believe it. I mean, there's obviously so many different factors with so many different bikes, but and I know they're way better at laying up, that would be carbon. But the way they make aluminum bikes now, like I said, this bike, it felt so fast climbing a hill, but it was so harsh, like for long rides. And so no one's gonna. And I mean, of course, it's 28s, but I have steel bikes on 28s, and they're not as harsh as this. So there's no way that frame material doesn't matter at all, But there's other factors that go into it, Tires, frame dimensions, the kind of tubing, But Racer, you said you're a graphic designer and you hit me up. Tim, I hit you up about a graphic. You're a graphic designer. Maybe we'll collab sometime. Yeah, I would love that. I'm always trying to think of cool stuff. Like me and Micah work together a lot because we trade. It's easy. It works out for me because I could trade him photo stuff for design work. Like I photograph his art shows, and I'll do like he'll bring over a bunch of paintings so I could get like really good, reproductions of them and stuff like that. So that works out well. But I've paid graphic designers before. Our friend Pixel Wolf designed the logo for this channel, and I paid him directly. So I'm all about that. I've always said like the money that I make from these live streams and the memberships, I do like to pay back to people who are doing cool things. So whether it's music or graphic design. So yeah. Raymond said there are spots in North Carolina called drive-through beer stores. Yeah, I mean, what is Raymond? What would be the difference between that and a drive-through? I mean that in all seriousness. Like, to me, like the drive-through across the street from me is a drive-through beer store, basically, right? Oh, maps, large Marge. Large Marge and Brad and I have thought of a collaboration idea of making sound effects for this channel. So, and, and that was one of them. Uh, who just said that? Arthur. So, my our friend Ryan Hugh, who's been on the channel before, he actually messaged me on Instagram when I put up the aluminum is not metal stickers, and he said that yes, he was like he agrees with that as a chemist. The other thing is Yonda said that when you go to a scrapyard, they don't consider aluminum metal either. So they're like when they say metal, they mean steel. So like how much metal do you have only means steel. They're not asking about aluminum. So he thought the aluminum is not metal is hilarious for that reason. So. Now, Astroblast, you picked up an aged Brooks B17, not supposed to proof-fied for 3 years or so. I wonder what that. Who said that? I mean, when my proof-fied wears off, I put it on every saddle. Like I have the vintagey French one and stuff. I always like to keep them protected. I would like to know the thought process behind that. Hey, what's up, Nathan Mace? And then Yinzer asked, speaking of metal, has anyone ever had steel aluminum carbon mixes seize cold weld on them? I haven't had a problem with that, but I know people do have a problem with that. So I don't know if the is the solution heat or something. I'm not. I don't know. Dimitri said if you're gonna mix, make sure you cover it in grease, which I've heard too. Matt Ford said any beer store could be a drive-through with enough momentum. uh, what's up, Pudgy? I was chatting with Pudgy earlier because he will be live here at the studio a week from Thursday. So, yeah, where was I talking? I think I was talking to Dylan and Ed when they were in town, or maybe I was just talking to Ed, but Columbus would had a, rebate, a refund on beer cans. So when you would be at a party, and I don't know if this still happens, but for me it would have been the late 90s, early 2000s at Columbus, everyone just threw their beer cans in the yard, and it wasn't like you were being shitty or anything. Like my friends were like, no, throw it in the yard, because you would get up and before the sun even came up, all the cans were gone. There were people who just like went around, collected all the cans for the 5 cents a can thing or whatever it might have been back in the 90s. But it was like a really good thing. But got all the cans recycled, and then they didn't. They were Columbus, a place where there were just parties everywhere, was basically clean in the morning of beer cans. So on a Friday, Friday night to Saturday morning or Saturday night to Sunday morning. Oh, Astroblast, you said aged is pre-done, says on the Brooks website. So when you said aged, I was thinking you got a vintage Brooks saddle, like you bought an old Brooks saddle from someone. I didn't know about the age thing. So, hey, what's up, Reefer Rhodes? How you doing? He said, former machinist here. Getting aluminum slivers in your hand feels the same as getting steel slivers in your hand. I believe that. Yeah. Master Disaster was asking about clip-on Fender brands. I don't know the name of the brand. Mine's in my car actually because I took it off when I loaded up. I took Large's bike and my bike in the same car. If Large is still in here, oh, he's dropping the names right now. So yeah, there's a number of brands that make them different styles. Like Dylan has the one that attaches to the two seat stays, and Micah had that same one at the Road Apple video. But yeah, I've been using those kind of beaver tail ones. I have another one that I like and still works, but I dropped. It was actually the Industrial Gravel Ride 2021. That morning, we were getting ready to go out. I dropped the little the thumb screw nut thing that like tightens it, and it just here back in the corner of the studio, it literally disappeared. I've still never found it. So, yeah, where is that? I think it's right. Oh yeah. So yeah, I have this rear clip-on fender. I need to just find like some other screw for it, but yeah, literally just dropped this little piece here that looks kind of like this one that you use to attach it, and it vanished. It just like absolutely disappeared. But this one is a splashboard by Blackburn, but this is the one I used to use before. I think the one Large probably named, but yeah, anything like this, they all work great. Just to at least keep your butt dry. They don't obviously like full fenders are going to keep your drivetrain and your shoes to a point dry, but I said in one of my videos, I'm like, why does everyone not own one of these? Because they're just and like going out on a wet day on a gravel ride, like why wouldn't you? Why would you not want to have? Why would you not want to keep your back and your clothes clean? So Matt said recycle rebates is a cottage industry in NYC. Yeah. Racer said everyone needs to watch this video from Cycling About. Why it's impossible for steel frames to be more comfortable than aluminum. I think I've watched a number of his videos, and I've watched him do the science, and I could listen to. And I'm someone who believes in like studies and research and whatever. I have a bunch of bikes. I get to ride a bunch of bikes being friends with a bike shop owner, and no one's going to convince me that like my steel frames aren't more comfortable than my aluminum frames or more comfortable than my carbon look, which is stiff as a board, aluminum lug carbon. So you know, I hear it. I've watched some of the stuff about it, but yeah. Hey, what's up, William LeBron? William LeBron said in Michigan it's 10 cents a can. Oh yeah, Large. It's next to the poo. Looking for the Fender. Is that still? It's still got to be up there. Yeah, Dylan. I mean, I really think it might have bounced and fallen down that drain because nothing else makes sense. Like I've said, I've got the floor drain in the back, so he's talking about the little, like I said, like thumb screw thing. I wonder if it did go down that drain. That would be the thing that made the most sense. Yeah, Road Apple was great. The weather, like I said, I couldn't believe how good the gravel roads were and everything. There was only the one spot. There was like I think one time we came down a kind of a gravel um, descent, and then there was a bunch of loose gravel that must have washed down there with the heavy rain or just over the winter as cars went over. And I saw it, and I kind of tapped my brakes and then kind of cruised through it. But it was definitely one of those where you had to kind of float. But our friend Mike Maris went down in it, and I'm wondering how many other people went down in it. But in general, like I have pictures of me and Large from like last year's Road Apple where we're just like covered head to toe in gravel remnants and crushed limestone. So yeah, it was weather-wise. I turned really happy with the way it went. And the temperature didn't fluctuate too much. I overheated a little bit. I think Large was a little overheated, like not overheated, but I was a little too warm. I should have taken my vest off. I shouldn't have ridden with the vest on, but I was still able to adjust it with the zippers, and it wasn't anything that was that bad that like affected the way I rode. So yeah, Racer. I always have liked that too. That graph that like when you're working on something and you put down the tool and then all of a sudden it disappears, and it's like the tool I was just holding in my hand. So Reefer says he never takes his fenders off. Yeah, I have a set of Hanjos that I want to install on a bike, and I've just never had the patience to do it. But I think I might put. I'm thinking about maybe putting more permanent fenders on the gunner, or I don't know the level. I don't know the level, but I kind of want for bike tours. I kind of want like full fender coverage. The thing is, since I also might use that for see how I like it for mountain biking, I might not want the fenders on all the time. So maybe either way, I'm going to get like full coverage fenders, whether they're easier to install ones or more permanent ones. But yeah. So Racer said it's not that frame material doesn't matter, but it may not matter as much as people think. I'd believe that, like, and yeah, there's so many elements that go into ride quality that, and like the way they lay up modern carbon frame sets to have compliance in different spots and stiffness in the bottom bracket. Like, I'm not saying that that can't be done to make, you know, like my Raleigh is smoother with its straight bladed carbon fork than it was with its overbuilt steel fork. So, you know, that was an overbuilt heavy steel fork that just really did not like have a very like springy feel at all. Whereas I have other like bikes with a rake steel fork that you could just, I mean, you could literally watch it like, moving. But Eduardo said, "You may be weird, but you like stiff frames better than flexible frames." No, it's not weird. It really is a personal preference, and it depends on what you're doing. So the Gunner's a steel bike, but it's fairly stiff because it's made to be loaded down. It's a bike packing bike. So, you know, it just depends. My Marin is super flexy, and it's a totally different feel to ride it. Yeah, I just get my problem is I do a lot of longer rides, and on a really long ride, a stiff bike just becomes uncomfortable. Like if you're doing a century, I mean, stiff bikes just could become a problem. So Yinzer asked how my tire width fared. I think 42s are about the perfect for road apple. I wouldn't want to be on anything skinnier. There were definitely more roadie oriented people. I saw some people with slicks. Uh, you probably could have got away with a lot more this year. As we've talked about, I think I talked about it in the video and in years past, the Headwaters Trail, the last 4 miles, is usually horribly soft. And uh, one year, Large rode his road bike, but he had it on 35s, and he was ahead of me the whole time, and I passed him on the Headwaters Trail because of my tire size. I was able to get through it. And Albert, the one year, rode his Mr. Pink, and same thing. We were riding together almost all day, and then we hit that, and I just was able to keep going, and he wasn't able to. So yeah, this year it wouldn't matter as much as it mattered other years because the conditions were better. But there's no way 42s are the narrowest that I really want to be on for almost anything anymore. But even the pavement sections, they're not slowing me down. Not enough. I'd rather. It's probably, I don't know. Large would have a better opinion. Maybe a 70%, 60% pavement ride. But yeah, I'm not one of the people that thinks you need to be on really skinny tires on pavement anyways. So
Urban Domain subscribed to the channel.
welcome aboard, Urban. Reefer said you definitely notice the difference when you have weight on your aluminum hardtail. It gets flexy. Yeah. Yeah, see, which is funny because aluminum layups used to, or aluminum, I keep saying layups, that's only really applies to carbon, but aluminum used to really have the reputation for being harsh, but from everything I understand, they've gotten better at the ways. I don't know if it's just the tubing profiles or if it's where the tubes come together. It's how they're welded. That's something that has more compliance in modern aluminum bikes. I wouldn't know because none of mine are. This one's a 2007, and my other one is a 2001. So, but that's a mountain bike and it's got wide tires, and that bike doesn't feel overly stiff to me. Whereas, like I said, the Warbird that was carbon or War Road felt super stiff to me. So, what's up, Chris McCollum? Arthur said he does feel that his steel is more comfortable than his aluminum. Yeah. Stem choice and seat post diameter. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you even see what they're doing with certain seat posts beyond the like crazy like Redshift ones that have like actual like what those elastomer like suspension things in them. But I've seen even some of those what double carbon ones that kind of have like flex built into them. But yeah, some of my old bikes with like long, you know, I have that Technomic stem on my single speed with sweep bars, and then that adds so much compliance. Even those titanium bars I broke on my steel bike changed the complete feel of the bike too. So yeah, tons of other factors, right? Matt Ford said everyone gets all up about what they think ride quality is, but probably mostly about if you pooped in the morning. And Bouncing Bike Life said, hit a nice fresh road apple and you'll wish you had fenders. There was a number of dead animals out on the course too. Like I think I left it in the video where I was following. It was a coach and one of his riders. I think a Summit freewheeler rider. Well, I know because he kept handing her gels. I kind of traded back and forth with them on the ride a lot. But I think in the video he points out like a dead possum that we went around. So yeah, I wouldn't want to have that flying up on me either. Dylan said, "Cue the Renaires are the best tire argument." What? You're on the same side as that argument as me, aren't you? Yeah, and Bradley said, "Look like Apple was a lot of fun," and that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's kind of like the season kickoff now in my mind for events, and that's one of the things I put in the title. But I haven't like I've started to do more and more organized stuff. It used to just be Road Apple, and I've done Blackfork before, but I signed up for Blackfork this year. But I also signed up for a lot of the, not a lot, a few of the non-competitive stuff. So Hodag, that Jeff Frayne puts on, and then HigherGround, which isn't a race either. And, we'll be planning to do Nutmeg too. I was thinking, I made that page for the Otis-Roubaix and the industrial gravel ride we'll do this year. I was thinking of maybe like building out that event section on my website for like so the things that I'm like public publicly doing. If anyone else is interested, there'd be a list there. I don't know if that's something that's worthwhile or not. Really wouldn't take a lot of time, and I could just link it to the actual event page. But yeah, planning a number of other things that won't be, they'll just be me and my friend group. We tend to do like the Swift camp out. It's just a small group because we go and stay somewhere on someone's property. So, but yeah, so kind of have that coming up. I think I put Joy Machines as having a overnight camp out, and they just showed kind of a schedule of the things they have going on. So my schedule stays open. I'm gonna try and do that. So yeah, just trying doing some bike camping things with other groups. Some just the ones that I do with my small group, but then yeah, a number of events this year. I think probably only two of them will be like Road Apple. Like I say, it's not a race, but it's a race. Black Fork will be a race, but I'll actually be racing that one less. That's just like a try and finish event because it's so brutal. But I mean, I'll be able to finish it, but my mentality out there won't be to probably crush it. I could imagine there'll be times where I'm really trying just to catch my breath. And plus, I just can't. The descents at Black Fork, these gravel roads down there, um, it's near Mohican. They're so crazy. I just don't have the confidence to bomb them that fast. So when I rode Black Fork last time, I was riding all around people who were not nearly as strong of riders as I was, but they just were not scared to go down the hills like I was. So I'd lose all this time on that ride just because it's like 6,600 feet or something. But these crazy windy gravel descents that I'm just not comfortable with because I just don't ride stuff like that enough. So. Oh, Yinzer, yeah, the trend for wider tires is across the board. Professional racers' tires are getting wider. I mean, like I've said, with the wide rims they ride now, even if those tires say they're 28s, they'll probably measure out to 30s. And for Paris-Roubaix and some of the rougher rides, they're actually riding 30s. So, yeah, all the science is in that wider tires are for to a point. Like it depends on your terrain, but to a point are better. But yeah, I'm putting 55s on the gunner, and I know I'll go out sometimes and just it'll be a road ride. There'll be only maybe a tiny few gravel segments, and it won't bother me at all. So I'm gonna pull up some bike. I know you guys are talking about bike picks. I'm gonna pull those up in a minute here. Maybe get myself caught up to the bottom of the chat at least. Nathan Mace asked about Ultra Dynamico, and yeah, I had a number of friends who have ridden Ultra Dynamicos. Funny Brad, Aaron used to have Ultra Dynamicos on the Bombora. She switched and tried out the Rene Ayers. I asked her if she had an opinion between the two, but she really didn't. Yeah. Hey, what's up, John? Did you like the beer after the race? I didn't like it at all. It was their Christmas ale, but I don't know if I just felt like it was way too sweet. So after Road Apple, because last year I drank a bunch because no one wanted to drink them. They brought the same beer, and this year I had the one, and everyone was trying to give me tickets, and I still bought IPAs from the bar. So, well, Erin bought IPAs from the bar. She's probably going to bill me here for that pretty soon. So. Reefer Road said Continental fan here. I'm actually going to do a photo shoot for Continental tomorrow. It's I don't know what their division here in Akron does. I'm about to find out because it's their leadership team. So Continental's leadership team, and I don't know if this is their. I actually don't even know if this is like their U.S. corporate headquarters, but yeah, I'm going to shoot like all the big shots at least that are here in Akron who work for Continental. Tomorrow doing portraits and a group shot, and they're going to have a big press release after with my photos in it. But I am going to see, if I have time to make small talk, if there's any relation with the bike tire stuff here in Akron, but I have no idea. So, oh, Pudgy, you said that's where you can catch us skinny buggers talking about the downhills. Yeah. What's up, Kim Rice? You said the Canar gravel. Is that another event? Uh, I can't read the letters when they're that close. Acarix. I took a beer hand up on Heckle Hill for the first time ever. She had it right out there, and like I said, I wasn't trying to crush myself on Heckle Hill. I mean, it's steep, so no matter what, you're putting in a ton of effort. But I think me, Large, and Micah and AJ all took the beer hand up on Heckle Hill this time. So I took the beer hand up, and it's in a plastic cup, and it's like, when you're used to a marathon or something, you then just throw the cup on the ground. But I was like, oh, wait, we can't really do that here. So then I put it in my back pocket. And so then my figs and granola bars and the little drops of beer, like that thing is still sitting here and I haven't cleaned it out. So that's going to be gross. But Racer, I know you say that the trick is fat tires on skinny rims. That goes way against a lot of the other, but again, if it works for you. But with the pros, when they're worried about aerodynamics, it's the wider tires with the wider rims. Most of us here aren't worried about that level of aerodynamics. We're not going to be in a breakaway at the Tour of Flanders. So, but to a point, because you do have to worry about tires deforming too with what you're saying. They will. Hey, what's up, Josh? How's it going tonight? Chris McCallum said gravity is on your side on the downhills. Yeah, I just don't have the. I think Akron is hilly, and those of you who are from here, or some of you like JMZ have come out here, know, but it's all like short and punchy. So long, windy descents or super steep descents where I can't see where they're going is just something that I haven't ridden enough, but I'm just never been that extreme, anyways. It's just not who I am. Like I'm just not that. I don't have a ton of. I just picture everything that could go wrong. I picture cars backing out of driveways, and so. Jay Dandy said he took the beer hand up. They were generous. You had to dump some of it. They were. It was like a half cup. It was a decent amount of beer, like even more. But it was something really light, so it still like went down really easy for me. As someone who drinks beers like this, it didn't really. Yeah. How Arthur said in Missouri, you now have armadillo on the roadside. Huh. Oh, Jay Dandy, you like the after ride beer too? Huh. Yeah, everyone, most of the people I was standing around talking with, Otis actually went up to him and said, "Why don't you guys bring a good beer?" So, the first year I did Road Apple, I think they had a choice between an IPA and something else, and I remember the IPA being decent. But yeah, this one they brought the last 2 years, I did not like, but I just felt like it tasted really just sweet with no character. But whatever, it's personal, just like a Brooks saddle. Is there a map of this race? Yeah, I've got. I could show the Strava. All right, they have a map too. They have a GPX file. I put it on my. I had it load. I had the route loaded, but I never. They mark it fairly well. One of the reasons I just I just like that it gives you that extra sense of confidence. But the first few years I did it, I didn't have a bike computer, but so I could start way out so you guys know where Road Apple is. So I'm here in Cuyahoga Falls. Uh, Kent here, where we ride to all the time. So Ravenna. So it's then Garrettsville is up here. So it's pretty countryish out here. I've got Manaway in my videos before and stuff like that. But you know, Garrettsville's a cool little town. But yeah, this is what I was saying. It's kind of a figure eight. So with the wind, you do change directions, but the wind was so strong again this year that it just felt like you did not get enough tailwind. It was always crosswinds and headwinds, and then there's a couple times you turned in the tailwind and it felt good, but yeah, it was rough. Hey, what's up, D'Amico? You said you need optimal tires, but please don't mention your extra 50 pounds of body. Bradley, no, I'm not going to Analogs 4x4 in June, or I'm not planning on it yet, anyways. So June, I'm I'm actually trying to keep fairly open. Like I said, I'll do the Swift camp out probably with a couple friends and the Joy Machines thing. But since we do a big trip in July, uh, I don't think I'm going to plan for anything too big in June. Yinzer asked if I still ride a lot on the road. Yeah, because I ride almost everywhere from home. So yeah, I ride a ton on the road still. Um, I'd like to be off road more, but like it still takes a while to get off road. That's where the whole industrial gravel thing comes from, is finding all these little cuts to not ride on the road when we have time. But like, yeah, if I'm riding to a photo shoot or, you know, just getting around, I ride the roads a lot. So yeah, I'm heading into downtown Akron and downtown Cuyahoga Falls a lot. I don't ride just like, I could ride out into some of the suburbs like Bath and Medina. We did that a lot when the pandemic was really raging because the bike trails were so crowded, and there was a little less cars on the road. I don't like go on like long solo road rides that often. I'm more cutting through the residential neighborhoods and hitting the bike paths. But if where I'm going is in traffic, then I do ride in it. But you know, Eduardo, the race was not that climby. It was 2,500 feet according to my Wahoo. Um, 47 miles and 2,500. Yeah, 47.7 miles, 2503 on the elevation. The official GPX file, I think, showed the elevation more around 2,400 for what it's worth. But, you know, yeah, so not crazy, not 1-to-1 or anything. But the wind makes up for it. So what it doesn't have in nonstop hills, it has in just wind and wind and wind. So, but yeah, I was saying too, this is one of the times where I wish I had like a power meter so I can compare year to year what I'm actually doing effort wise, because the way the wind changes and all that, you never really like know, and the road conditions too. So I was 6 minutes faster than last year. I feel like this year was windier, but last year's roads were slower. So hard to say. But it's not worth it for someone who rides flat pedals and doesn't actually train for races to own a power meter, in my opinion. But Dimitri said, wish there was more off road stuff. Yeah, and I say this every year, and I think this year we're really talking about it, but we're not that far from a lot of gravel and off, like, I mean, a lot of the gravel is roads, but like more chill country roads like we do out there in Garrettsville. And it's just one of my things that I just like to go for a ride by. I don't like being in the car, but I think we was talking about this with Dylan as well. Like getting in the car and even driving not that far can get you to so many new and more chill places to ride here in Ohio. I'm in like the most built up, Akron, Cleveland, Canton, Northeast Ohio with its suburbs is really built up. It's almost a mega city. Thank God we have bike paths that go between in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. But it's fairly built up right around here. And so just getting in the car and going a half an hour to an hour can really get you out on some cool and chill country roads, Amish country and stuff like that. So Jay Dandy talking about Road Apple saying the wind direction could actually change during the races. Winds could often come from the north in the morning, cold, and from the west southwest in the afternoon, warmer. That makes sense because it sure felt like it. Oh, Josh, you actually studied in Ireland for a semester when you were in college. Oh, that's rad. Balancing Bike Life said they had the annual thaw ride on the Scioto trails this past weekend. You couldn't climb the first hill, but for people that like elevation, it's definitely there. You used to hike it. Nice. Stephen Hansen says, "Have you checked out the Driftlist 100?" No, I haven't. Where does that take place at? Uh, like I said, I don't. Oh, in Northeast Iowa. No, that's still a bit of a hike. Still a bit of a hike from here. Like because I say I only have limited time. I work. I'm not a traveling YouTuber. But yeah, I mean, I would love to check everything out. I would love to spend every weekend going around and just doing the rides and stuff like that. But I don't have the budget or the time. Plus, I do a lot of gigs on the weekend. So that's what I was saying. Hiring my buddy Dave is gonna help out because he's even shooting an event for me on Saturday because I already had a ride planned and I just got asked about it today, and I was just gonna say no, but instead now I've got someone to help out. So that'll kind of be cool. It'll make me a little more flexible to ride a little bit more on weekend stuff if it's really important to me. I also like to make money. I mean, I need to make money. I own a building, so got to keep up. Yeah, Pittsburgh's a much bigger city than Akron, and even though Akron has really interesting topography with the way the rivers curve around it, um, Pittsburgh's is even more unique, and I think it affects the traffic a lot. We definitely we effed up in Pittsburgh and went over a bridge and got in the wrong lane and had a sketchy experience right before we did the Gap Trail. So let's look at pull up some bike pics. I think topic wise, I just kind of like I don't know. If you guys have been around, I've been talking about I want to organize these streams a little more, but this week just turned out to be busy as hell. And like I said, I walked in the door here at 10 to 9, so that's how it's going. But yeah, I still kind of like the idea of having a topic at least for a little while. Like frame material is fun, doing events type stuff is fun, but still getting into the bike photos. But yeah, I do still want to reach out to people like Racer and, you know, do some joint streams. And like I said, Pudgy will be in town next week, so we'll do one live together. But yeah, doing some more of that remote stuff. But my schedule just hasn't allowed for me to plan because even tonight I was thinking of doing like a Road Apple breakdown with anyone who was interested in coming on live. But then I'm like, man, I don't want to plan for something and then I don't walk in the door on time. So that's how it goes. Freelancer life. But which I enjoy, but it just makes it hard to plan stuff. But Alejandro said, how much did you enjoy the New York City ride? Everything we did in New York, I loved. I loved riding the OCA. I loved riding the bike trails in and out of New York City. I loved riding in New York City. So, but I really loved the OCA. That was a cool gravel ride. So, I'm trying to remember how far back we are on the bike photos. We'll start here. Well, this is one of the funniest things I've ever written. So this is still from one of my videos, but Dylan's comment: drive side out at all costs. So this is Dylan eating it after going down one of the steepest hills on dirt anywhere. But Eduardo, let's talk about saddles. No, we're not talking about saddles. Yeah, a full breakdown of the Brooks catalog. I think this stream is a study in Brooks saddles. We just always go down that road. But no, Large won't let me anymore. Large just put the kibosh on Brooks saddle talk. Bradley, yeah, you said you feel me on the weekend thing with your very rare to even have one weekend day off. Yeah, it's how it's getting back for me. Post people caring about a pandemic. It's the way I'm going to say it. Everyone keeps saying post pandemic, but I'm not going to say that. This is Master of Disaster in Jekyll Island, Georgia. It said this is a great place to ride. Beaches, marshes, and island woods. Perfect for gravel bikes. Oh yeah, then you do have another picture of your All City. I think it's yours, right? Or is that someone else's? Coming up here too. I got to remember to pause on these because the stream's behind. But Pudgy, you're asking me what bike frames next week? I say you choose. Choose what you want to bring. What you feel like talking about. Yet, Dylan, it is nice. Dylan was saying how it's nice to have weekdays, and there are a lot of times when, like I go out on a weekday and it's just nice to have stuff to myself. Like I wouldn't ride much in the Cuyahoga Valley on the weekends, but when we have a Monday, like when you guys were up, and then you just like have stuff way more to yourself, it is cool. So that makes sense. Same with shopping. When you work on the weekend and you have like some time on the weekdays and you need to go grocery shopping or anything, it's kind of nice to have that flexibility. So, Bradley, you said you just did the OCA with a big NYC crew 2 weeks ago. Really awesome ride. Yeah. Bradley? Do you ride with? I know like Terry B's friend Crop Top always posts about doing big group rides on the OCA. Do you know those guys, or are those people you ride with at all? Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, the OCA was so cool. And the views over the Hudson River, and we were there in fall with the leaves changing. Yeah. I mean, whole video about it, but you could see how that's if you haven't done it, that's definitely something to put on the list. Then Dylan said guesses on how many hours devoted to the B17. This stream is 117, so it must be days at this point. Yeah. Anyone ever post any titanium bike pics? Yeah, there's some. Pudgy has a titanium bike, his Bear Claw, and then I wanted to also have Micah's new Otso build on. I do have a video with him riding. Wait, he has the Otso, and then our friend Scott also rode his new Otso at Road Apple. So I didn't look at whose single speed Bianchi are we looking at? Oh, Blackball, Chris in Toronto. Just chilling with a coffee after a solid afternoon, run through the slush. Oh, those are like you have like skinny but studded tires on there, right? Or at least on the front, or is that just the way the snow looks? Reefer Road said school bus traffic sucks during the weekdays, but avoid those windows. That's true, Reefer. I think about that. I also, with where I ride, if I can avoid, and sometimes I can't, heading downtown to Akron right at 5-ish, like I will, but someone caught that, Cuyahoga-Valley. Yeah. Oh, Dimitri, you know the park? Nice. Yeah, Yinzer, you could connect up the OCA and the Empire State Trail, which is, like I say, more of a route. But yeah, so so we rode the OCA one way, and then the trails that go up parallel. I can't think of what the actual name of the one is. Uh, Bradley might know it, but they run parallel. Yes, you could definitely connect them. You could jump between them, and then you could keep going. So you could ride the OCA and then go over and pick up the Empire Trail and get into, if you kept going North Albany and then over to the Erie Canal Trail for sure. What rims is Micah running? I think he's running anodized. Um, who makes my rims? Pudgy, the rims we like. I'm drawing it. My mind just went totally blank. Velocity. I think he has like special anodized velocity rims on that bike, and I think they're 650s, right? Oh, there we go. Large just said Velocity Blunt SS rims. So the rims I'm putting on my new build. Let's get another bike pick up here while we chat. Oh, here's Racer, chilling out in the sun. Oh, some aero bars on this guy. Yeah, Dimitri says he's been too chicken to get out and ride in this weather. Yeah, like I keep saying, we've been lucky with this winter. It hasn't been that hard for us to ride, but oh, Bradley, you said you don't think you have ridden with Crop Top, but there are a bunch of nutmeg people. Nice. I follow one guy on YouTube, Rides with Woody, who rides up that way a lot and a lot of trails out of New York City. Um, didn't meet him at Nutmeg, but I saw he was at uh, Nutmeg 2 years ago. Watched his video, and then I've been watching his videos because I like to see the trails he takes out of New York and stuff. Yeah, Arthur, titanium's getting more and more common. Like, same thing. If you would have, I think Pudgy's bike is probably one of the first ones I had seen in person, and now I know a number of people have titanium bikes. Thomas said, Tim, what do you think about prog rock? I can't stand prog rock. Yeah. I'm a total punk rocker. And I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff now as I've gotten older, but yeah, I like simple and catchy. Like, I get really bored with like over the top musicianship. I mean, I like good musicians, but I just don't like prog rock. Yeah. Alejandro said OCA is on the bucket list. It should be. And like I said, when we were up there, like by the dam where it starts, just the trees were perfect. They were peak color, and I was almost wondering. I would totally ride it in the summer because the ride would be fun too. But I'm almost wondering if you get that green wall effect where you don't get to see as much of the scenery, with the leaves being colorful, but some of it being bare. Because some of the views of the Hudson River, like the Hudson Valley through there, is just beautiful, and there's some rock formations and rock faces, and just yeah, the way the OCA just kind of cuts through stuff, it feels like you're not supposed to be there in a lot of places. Just really, really cool. So. Racer said this is his Fat bike with the 29er plus conversion. Oh, you're right, Pudgy. I have the blunt 35s. Micah has the blunt SSs. And then on my gravel bike, I have the Velocity Aerons. So, Racer said, Racer, when we do a stream together, we'll have to really explore since you don't have to, so you won't have to try and argue your point on the skinny rims with the rounded tires. We'll actually be able to talk about it, but we'll do that maybe a couple weeks out here. So, hey, what's up, Larry Mullins? TI equals dentist. Yeah. Let's keep going through some photos. We'll just keep pulling up photos while we chat. Here's Jaybird, an actual bike pick. An old brothel was a long ride. We were disappointed to find it was closed. That's a really cool pick. I love that. Yinzer was saying, anyone else jumping on the pre-order queues? I I still think I kind of like the queues idea. We'll see how it's implemented. I'm just, as someone who rides a lot of vintage stuff and doesn't buy new stuff, I think queues is going to come if it's as universal as they say between road and all the different speeds, 5 years out, 10 years out is when queues is going to matter. I don't know. We'll see. Edward asked about bar end shifters. I run bar end sometimes. I have a bar end on my old mountain bike because the shifter got all gummed up. Dylan, you run bar end, so I know you're a bar end fan on your Stargazer. Stargazer? Yeah. Racer said he doesn't like the bar ends. He doesn't care for the reach. I think like anything else, they just take. I mean, like I said, I run down tube shifters on vintage bikes that I've never changed out, and now when I go ride one of those, it's a little weird. But I find myself 10 miles, I'm like right back into the habit. So that's the other thing with any kind of. I think you'd get used to stuff, but that's the other thing. I've gotten really used to brifters, and I really like them. That's why I said like you could get 9-speed brifters so cheap now, like Ultegra and 105, and to me they're so functional. But so I got sitting right here, Astroblast says he really likes bar end shifting, so. And Punchy said he's horrible with social cues. Interesting. Dylan said he runs bar end shifters not because it's the best, but it adds to the experience, like driving a stick shift car or riding a motorcycle with suicide shifters. Huh. Yeah, because I'm someone who, my car's a stick and I love it, and I've had one other stick in my life, and I love the fact that how engaged it keeps me in. Like driving, you can't like just zone out as much like when you're driving an automatic. I guess with the bike, I haven't thought about it in those terms because I feel like I'm always like not always, but if I'm riding on some long flat thing of road, I'm not engaged. But I really do like having like fairly modern drifters on my gravel bike because it's like we do so much gnarly stuff where you like turn a corner, like large Marge is leading us on some ride on some trail I've never been on, and turn a corner, and just that being able to drop gear so fast, especially running a 2x, which is the better system. I think you guys might not be aware of that. But yeah, interesting take. So. And Pudgy talking about the round tire thing. And again, like I said, we'll cover, I think, I'm not going to beat this to death because I think we'll cover it over a live stream, but where we have Racer on. But until you rolled the beat off. Eduardo said, planning to convert your 88 stump jumper flat bars to drop bars, and you were thinking of bar end shifters with the drop bars. Yeah, and that's a good way to save money, too, to not have to build out a whole brifter setup. Depending on what you use as your bar ends and what you know. depending on if you're trying to do a parts bin build or a full, new build. Like I have so many bar ends here. The same thing. I feel like I should my next drop bar, if I do another drop bar conversion, it would probably be a bar end situation. This is Master of Disaster in Amelia Island, Florida. Found a Jeep road with 5 miles of single track. Close out some of these windows. Chris says, I say swap brake levers just to keep it interesting. We had an experience. If you guys saw the video, where did a couple videos on our friend who passed away, but he jumped on someone else's bike once, and they had their brake levers reversed, and he went to do a skid, I think, and slammed on the brake and went directly over the bars because he didn't know the levers were switched. So yeah, I have a bike with switched levers too, the English style. My the bike I consider my road bike, the Schwinn Peloton, the levers are reversed, not the shifting, the braking. So yeah. Oh, you guys, and in the chat, I'm not telling you guys to limit your chat. I'm just saying I'm not gonna I won't just. I'll let you guys chat about it in the chat. I won't spend all the time talking about it till we could really talk about it. So, is it 10 o'clock already? Huh. Yeah, I think I'll probably go till about 10:30 tonight because I have a. So I probably won't take a break because I have a. I want to get to some of the photos from tonight because, like I said, I have the shoot at Continental tomorrow. I have a shoot Wednesday night with the College of Business at the University of Akron. I have a 4-hour shoot on Thursday night, and then I just picked up a shoot on Friday, and I'm trying to go to a concert with a show with Funny Brad on Friday night, and then we have a Yeti's on the Loose ride on Saturday morning. So I do want to try and keep up on my work. So it's 10 p.m. You could say beat off. And then Max Al said, yes, this is the trail. Wow. Yeah, that looks like a creek to me. Racer said someone needs to make a threadless plate for friction shifters like the old school cheaper 10-speed bikes. Someone needs to make a threadless plate. Huh, I'm not sure what you mean about that one. Patrick, what's up? Patrick says, hello, I'm Patrick. I'm an alcoholic and I ride carbon. Am I in the wrong room? Oh, Bradley said, yeah, the Soma is yours. You realize you had your Discord handle. Your Discord handle is insane. I'm so bad at names in real life, and then you guys throw me between your Instagram and Discord and YouTube. So now, Patrick, you could ride carbon to your heart's content. We'll all get along here. So, all right, Joshua, see you later. Thanks always for jumping in. There's something I was trying to figure out where that. Oh, so like a stem spacer with mounts for friction shifters on either side. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I have a couple top tube shifting bikes where you just like pop those on. Are you talking this? Let me. So you're just talking about. Well, let me go big here. Go big. You're just talking about something like this, right? But like a modern version? These are actually Shimano's here. Z401s. But yeah, I have a bunch of this stuff. This one's nice because it actually even has like the special cable stops. But oh yeah, I just built up that Peugeot, vintage Peugeot with flat bars, but I left the original. Are they Heuret on that? No, Simplex on that bike. Yeah, hey racer, if you're trying to get your hands on one of these, I would send you a set of these for just the price of shipping. I think I have some Sun Race ones. I think I have a number of them around. Yeah. These two are Sun Tour, and I think one is ratcheting, which yeah, these Sun Tours are ratcheting, and I think I have two of the same set. So if you were interested, Sun Tour power shifters, Sun Tour power shifters. Oh, two different diameters though. So this actually might just be a down tube one, or this might just be a down tube one, and this might be a stem shifter. So yeah, they are ratcheting. Oh, you're saying a modern threadless version. Gotcha. So they would fit around a threadless. Man, I bet you could make it work with some of these clamps. I have a problem with these. I run them on two bikes, like I said, um, my Roger Riviere and the Peugeot. But like I said, I can't use feed bags because I ride so far forward. So stem shifters are a problem to me because I shift them with my knees if I'm riding anything like steep or gnarly. So index shifting. The bike I built up for Aaron has stem shifters that are indexed and shift really, really well. They're it's a Schwinn World Sport, and it's I'm trying to think of what the Shimano group set is, but it's a 6-speed in the rear, and it indexed stem shifters that shift great. Like yeah, so they exist, but 6-speed, not modern index shifting versions. Oh, Yinzer was saying the old one are. Hey, what's up, Sam Diaz? Oh, you're saying how Russ from Pathless Pedal is making those modern Barcons. Just thought about stem shifters based on that. Yeah. Steve said had that on an older tour. Yeah, Aaron's is a World Sport, and then my buddy Wes has the exact same World Sport. Yeah, it shifts great. Large went back to single speed, huh? Hang on one second. We'll look at large. Talk about larges going back to single speed. Oh, Sam, you're about to do a tubeless install? It shouldn't be too bad. I don't think it's the whoops problem everyone else makes it out to be. Chris, well, there then so I stand corrected. Chris said, "I find tubeless is all luck and a lot of cussing." Then again, I say that and I have the mechanics do it for me every time. So plenty of cussing incoming. Yeah, I was actually just looking. A bunch of Squarespace orders just came through, and it seemed like a glitch. But yeah, so thanks everyone who's ordering the stickers already. But oh, and then also Olight. Yeah, Olight reached out again. So a bunch of you must have bought Olight stuff through my affiliate link, which I didn't really expect because I actually got a payout from Olight. So now I can't say that it's not sponsored, but I stand by the Olights. They sent me these cool ones too that I'll be showing soon. So the compressor thing I think is a big deal, right? Hey, Akararix, Jay Dandy, if he's still in here, he was there where the riders got the tickets when they got pulled over. He was right behind them at Road Apple. So, Sam, you said you bought one of those air shock compressor things. Is that one where like you have the extra chamber and it builds up all the pressure? Because Dustin Klein, I know, uses one of those too. So, oh, Racer, you said you haven't got your stickers yet. Let me make a note of that. Because I just had one set come back. So, but I will double check. So, because I have a bunch to send out in the morning, so I'll make sure. I'll probably just send you something anyways. But I need to put this somewhere more where I won't put it with my car keys, so I take it upstairs. Cool. Yeah, I'll get those out to you. Yeah, I'll double check the address. I'll double check to make sure Yeah, just whatever. I'll get them out. Oh yes, Sam, you pump air into it with a floor pump. Yeah, I've seen. I know what you're talking about. Who was I just? What was I just watching on it? Something different on a tubeless setup that I hadn't seen before. Just watched a video where someone was doing something unique with the tubeless setup, and I can't remember what. Hey, what's up, Opus? Thanks. Oh, Chris says an older chemical sprayer with a longer hose works. I have a compressor here. I need to just buy a. I have a compressor that I use for nail guns and stuff like that. I should just buy the Presta attachment. I'm sure they're, then I would have one myself. Like I always say, I'm just lucky that I've got Large and Otis. Two of my good friends are, and Yonda are at the bike shop. So pull up some more pics while we're chatting. Oh yeah, Master of Disasters, Space Horse. Yeah, so yeah, that looks cool. I wasn't sure about that color when it came out, but I actually kind of like it with the black rims and the leather bar tape and saddle. That looks cool. Yeah, Jay Dandy, didn't you say there were 4 people who got tickets, or they took down their names? But yeah, you got lucky. Oh, Pudgy, you said Discord doesn't like you tonight and wants you to buy Nitro. Yeah, I don't. Because sometimes it says my files are too powerful, and I'm like, I took this one with my phone, and then other times I upload something I took with my professional camera and have no trouble. I don't know if they just do that to try and, because we use Discord for free with no advertisements, and so it's not surprising that they try to get us to upgrade. But yeah, I have it happen too, so I don't even know what, and I haven't figured it out, like what you would think it would just be a megabyte limit, and there's just no way some of those iPhone photos are bigger than my camera's photos. So, oh, sorry. Yeah. Did I have largest single speed up there? Thanks for the reminder. I hate when I do that. Yeah, that came out great. Do a little zoom on now that I'm actually got it on here. This a GRX build? Yeah. Patrick, you said you've never tried the Brooks. You're in the right place. You guys want to talk about B17 saddles? No, I'm well known for being on the record as a fan. I've got a bunch of them. I did show Large Marge bike in single speed mode, right? I wasn't just talking with this up without it being on screen. Oh yeah. Crickets. Bradley said all that brown in the Space Horse is super sharp for sure. Sam, did someone say Brooks saddle? So yeah, smaller companies definitely have their fan bases. There's definitely the Crust fan base, and yeah, yeah, Bear Claw is no different. I for sure. All right, so BCS psychedelic fuck house. So my yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying about the crazy name. Gotcha. Fellow orange crankset on there. That looks nice. Oh, you have the wild fork. I think were we talking about that on the stream or in the Discord one? That's really cool. Oh, Brooks B17. Does anyone have any opinions on that? The Hunt wheels. Yeah, this is a rad. This looks like really rad. Reefer Road said you can barely remember to lotion your face and hands. Can't be trusted having to lotion your saddle too. Said not going to go way down the Brooks B17 rabbit hole again, but they don't take as much maintenance as people make it seem like they do. Carry a saddle cover. But yeah. The Riv fan base is different. Yeah, I know we don't have Rick in here anymore. I did make a little thing for Rick for when people ask about it, ask about what happened to him, so I don't have to say it every time. But yeah. Oh, I got my face. Sorry, I got my face covering like the. Let me covering the bike. Puts the lotion on the saddle. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, is anyone in this group going to Midsouth? I mean, I know a lot of people online, or a lot of friends and people from Instagram and stuff who are going to be going, but Woody, our friend Woody, who does Roach Clips, will be there with a booth. Who else do I know? A couple of the Joy Machines guys are going to Midsouth. I don't think anyone's in the stream tonight. I know Jared from Hope Cyclery has been posting about going. Speaking of crust bikes, he just posted a picture of he actually broke his crust. It's going to get it fixed, but I guess he won't have it in time for Mid-South, obviously, because it's got to get welded. Yeah, one of the things I've said about Mid-South and one of the reasons I don't try and go is just the fact that with the lottery system, I just, don't want to go alone. It's something I'd love to do. Large has done it, but if I was able to do it with a whole group of friends, that'd be cool, but not being able to rely on that. Not that I'm opposed to doing anything alone. I kind of thought I might be doing higher ground that way, but it turned out, Dylan and his friend Ed were there, so I had some people to hang out with, so. Mile High, what's up? How you doing? Mile High said, likes the brook after 1,000 miles. Yeah, and like I said, I'm someone who likes them better after more miles, but like them right away too, so. Yeah, the drivetrain on the Soma looks great. Oh, so this is here we go. We were talking about the aged brook saddle. Whoops. Get that back up here. They say not to put anything on that for a couple years, huh? Interesting. Yeah, Mid-South looks awesome. Well, then again, when the it could also be really bad if now my face is blocking it this way. I know the year Large did it. It was like almost no one was finishing, so because it was so rough at Mid-South. Oh, that's a stand you were talking about too. Stand side out instead of DSO, right? I was here running bar ends on this guy, so. Oh, thanks, Arthur. That's what you said. That's what I'm looking at. Ordered a couple of the aluminum is not metal stickers. I'm going to repost something because channel members, I got a 20% discount code off for you. When you don't use it, I just throw even more extra stuff in there. But I'll repost it in the Discord member thing and then in the channel members. Show this real quick. Uh, yeah, just for any members who don't know, there's a membership thing tab over here, and so that's where like videos that are only for members and like updates get posted. If you click over there, I have a code in there for anyone who's a member and buys stickers. It'll give you 20% off anything in the store. So, but like I said, when you guys don't use it, I just send even more extra shit. But something that's there for you if you want it. Hey, what's up, Brian? You said morning all, so I take it you're in Europe. Pudgy said, personal request, Tim, no turpentine beer from that sweet brewery in the falls. I felt bad about that. I heard you ordered, and I was like, ah, but Astroblast said his previous B-17 was broken only on one side. Someone had a longer leg than the other one. Yinzer asked if Midsouth and some of these other races are competitive. They're competitive at the front, and then everybody else is just riding. I would compare it to like what we did at Road Apple, where there was a group. There's like a front lead group, and those people are trying to win the race. I was trying to go hard, but I'm not trying to beat anyone. I just wanted to put in a hard effort. And then some people had like Mid South, they're out there to ride it and finish it within the, if Mid South has a cutoff. But a lot of races like Mid South have a cutoff time, and there's a lot of people who just go out and their goal is just to be under the cutoff. So, no, yeah, they're competitive at the front with serious racers, but that's I kind of think the whole thing I like about the gravel thing is just the idea of there's a race for people who want to race, and it's a ride for people who just want to ride. So, no, you could go out there and just ride it. Like, no one expects anything of you. Yeah, Pudgy said it perfect. Gravel races are the mullet, business in the front, party in the back. So, Jay Dandy. Uh, Racer said that's not a suspension fork, by the way. It's a combo V brake disc fork. Huh, interesting. Who makes that? Hey, you can see the mounts down there. Yeah, okay, so Large said, we're training to make sure you can do the miles. Yeah, that's I think pretty much the rub right there. The rub. The before and afters. I don't remember who made it, but you got it from a place in Iowa. Yeah, just wasn't familiar with that. There we go, bigger photo. And again, let me get my face out of here. It's already 10:30. The frame is a Target hybrid. Oh, so it's like a modern Schwinn. Here's a Road Apple Roubaix photo. Oh, of me. Nice. There I am. Who am I talking to? Or just looking back? Yeah. Reefer Road said your Motorbicon came with a combo fork like that. Racer said the thing about the ladder hybrids and some of them is that some of them are 29ers under the skin. And when you're not crazy about giving big box stores your money, Target is actually a good Minnesota company. Huh. All right, yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna end it a little early tonight because I do need to do some work and I do need to get up and get at it. No stream Thursday. I'm working all Thursday night for sure. I'm scheduled 5 to 9, and I think it'll actually probably be 10 or 11 before I'm done because I'm gonna know everyone there. I might even go to an after party to take some photos. Whatever. So, but yeah, next week. Going to plan on doing one of these on Tuesday, and then we'll have Pudgy on Thursday. So, yeah, smash that like button, 2023 style. But besides that, like I said, got the next video that should come out should be the bike wash video. I haven't even gotten on my bike yet this week. I know it's only Tuesday, but I'm not going to have time tomorrow either, really. So, yeah, working on a couple other ideas, though, and other projects, so there'll be more. But, yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks as all, everyone. Racer said before I go, I drive a Toyota Matrix. So, yeah. Which is great because it's like, it fits my bike in with the back seat down without having to take the wheel off. So, all right, dudes. Yeah, everyone have a good night.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Okay, this is
Fitzwater photo.